We've had a letter from the chairman, lots of big news about the future of Star Citizen 1.0, etc. But for me, definitely the most exciting part wasn't from Chris, it was actually this little section from Benoit, the Chief Technology Officer. Now, he says, one of my first initiatives as CTO was establishing the Technology Preview Channel. It's a space where developers can fearlessly test large-scale technology changes with players way before they go live, fostering the spirit of open development with our community. And we've already seen this with the Tech Preview Channel. We've had the Pyro Playground, we've had the Eve-Carty replication layer test, and over the last week, actual functioning server meshing tests with jump points. All very exciting stuff, and he goes on to say that they're charging full steam ahead towards launching our first multi-server mesh in 4.0. But this next paragraph is the future of the game. In the coming weeks and months, get ready for more technical preview tests with various mesh configurations, multiple game servers per solar system, and seamless transitions without gates. We're talking about layouts where servers are dedicated to entire planets and moons. Others focus solely on landing zones or other key locations, with plenty of high player count experiments. Now, these are tests. I don't think we should expect to see these servers solely focused on landing zones in any release anytime soon, but the fact that the tech is working well enough for them to start testing is massive. I've been excited about server meshing like the rest of us, but I keep saying, keep your expectations in check for 4.0. 2 servers meshed together is great, but when each server is running an entire system, one for Pyro, one for Stanton, don't expect server-side performance to improve that much. Don't expect server FPS to go massively up. Don't expect NPCs and AI to work really any differently to how they do now. But in these tests that are coming up, some of them in just a few weeks, he's saying, we will have servers dedicated to much smaller sections of Stanton and Pyro. And in that case, well, I think we can expect server performance to improve. We can expect server FPS to maybe target that 30 that we're hoping for. And I think we can expect NPCs and AI to not just become functional, but an actual threat. Benoit talks about landing zones, and that's fine, but having the AI work well in, say, Lorville isn't really that interesting. They don't really do anything other than walk around, but imagine they do this with one of the new distribution centers. The missions CIG showed us recently start to become a lot more interesting if the NPCs are deadly, and if you've actually had the chance to face off against the AI on a fresh server that's near to that 30 FPS mark, you'll know that they can be absolutely brutal. But it's not just ground AI. If CIG have a server dedicated to, say, a moon and its surrounding space, and they decide to test a massive fleet battle, again, the AI should be much more alert and much stronger. There are so many scenarios that they can test, and the fact that they're ready to start testing is pretty shocking to me. It's only been 5 months since they showed us the first working demo of server meshing at CitizenCon. Now, I've been following Star Citizen for 11 years, and that has conditioned me to expect that things will always take a long time, and they'll always take longer than CIG say, but the speed at which they're moving this year with all sorts of things, we might need to recalibrate our expectations for what's happening over the next few years. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how well these tests go. How well do these servers scale? How many players can they run in a landing zone? How many servers can they afford to run for each star system? Lots of questions. But the fact that we're going to get these answers within the next few months is obviously exciting for us as backers, but it's absolutely crucial for the company. The data they gather from these tests will be incredibly useful as they work out how to use this amazing tech that they've created. Let me, for a moment, float off into the land of imagine. You can join me if you want. Is it possible that within a number of years, the EU Shard, for example, is completely split up into maybe hundreds of servers that all manage different parts of Stanton and Pyro? Rather than having instances spool up like we do now to manage the player base, could those server resources all be meshed together to create one EU play space? I would guess that that is the ultimate best case dream scenario for CIG, but for the first time since the beginning of the project, it actually seems like it might be possible. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.